running back position, Louisiana-Monroe, true freshman Ahmad Hardy is set for an Ole Miss visit on Wednesday. And this is a very, very interesting story here. He actually, according to On3 and 247, on his profile, his only offer was ULM. So from Mississippi, 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns this year as a true freshman. 30 yards against Texas and 60 against Auburn. So not huge games there, 3 yards a carry and 4 yards a carry respectively. But obviously the offensive line is very overmatched in those situations against those schools. But the coach has come out and said that he's done things the right way in terms of his process of leaving, via the transfer portal. But Ole Miss, they're losing some backs this year. Hardy, again, 1,351 yards and 13 touchdowns as a true freshman. Impressive first season for him.
Yeah, I think with Ole Miss, you saw they relied a lot on Henry Parrish as he started to get nicked up. You didn't quite have what you had with Judkins the year prior. You really had a lot of options, a lot of ways to attack. Ole Miss is known under Lane Kiffin for rotating multiple backs that can hurt you. And a guy like this, who's an ascendant player, who don't want to develop him, you can plug him right in. You see his body. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's got some development to him. He can break tackles. Bring him into the SEC. You mentioned he didn't have huge games from a production standpoint against the SEC, but he also didn't have the SEC talent around him. I think if you're Ole Miss, you feel very, very good about your young quarterback, Austin Simmons, the left-hander out of South Florida, somebody that we grew up. We watched him grow up from a baseball player to a very, very talented football player who reclassified a couple of years, just an unusual prospect at quarterback, but he looks like the quarterback of the future for Ole Miss. Pair him with Ahmad Hardy, and you got a really, really nice backfield to grow with multiple years of eligibility where you're not just living in the portal every single year. Of course, Hardy would be from the portal, but Ole Miss has done this. They're getting guys from the portal with multiple years of experience that they can then develop and use to win games in the SEC.